And good morning. It is Monday, and guess what? Your weekend is over. Right now we're sitting at 72 as we wait for a high of 91. The heat index should rise all the way to 98 before it's all said and done. We do have a slight chance of showers after 2 o'clock. Should be somewhere around a 20% chance. We'll go to radar in a minute and take a look at what we have as we'll update your forecast to get this day underway. The weekend is over. Boy, it flew by, didn't it? We had some good times. We had not so good times over the weekend. We'll share them all beginning at 7. I hope you'll join us for the morning show, All Things Local, beginning at 7 as we begin your day. If you've got a birthday, anniversary, anything like that, we'd love to hear from you on that as well. Odie will break out the birthday list there after 7. Make sure your name is on it. He'll be glad to have you on that as well. We'll get into some headlines shaping America. What's going on? What happened over the weekend? We've got all those details. Plus, it's time for us now to go get a good word. Let's get our daily devotional to start the day at First Baptist. Let's see what Brother Ben has for us.
When I was in early elementary school, I remember it being a really big deal to be the first in line. Whenever it was time to go somewhere, several of us would race to the head of the line, sometimes pushing, shoving, tempers flaring. The teacher would get all over us and tell us to knock it. You know, that's often what happens when people love to be first. They don't mind to hurt others to have that position. Now, Apostle John points us to a man like this in 3 John 9 and 10. The man's name was Diotrephes, and John described him as a man who loves to be first. Instead of welcoming fellow believers, Diotrephes rejected apostolic authority, spread malicious gossip, and even put faithful Christians out of the church. His behavior shows what happens when pride poisons leadership. Rather than serving others in humility, he craved control and recognition, traits completely opposite of Christ. Now, this short passage, it reminds us that spiritual maturity is not measured by position or power, but by humility, love, submission to truth, right? A healthy church welcomes others and submits to God's word. It honors faithful servants. So when leaders act like Diotrephes, it damages the witness of the church and discourages the body. So let us examine our hearts. Do we love people or do we love being first? Are we using our influence to serve or to dominate? Are we lifting others up or pushing them aside? May we be leaders and followers who make it our first priority to put others first. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message. It's always good to get our priorities straight as the day begins, isn't it? Not so fast. This is I thought all this was melted down by now. As we begin our headlines this morning, do y'all remember the border wall that was sold for pennies on the dollar? I remember all that going on. Biden got rid of it after we were trying to put up a fence and he sold it all. Well, the guy that got it is selling it back at where I think what it was sold for, if I understand this right. He's sending it back for pennies on the dollar. That's good. So we'll be getting the fence put back up. Again, I don't have the exact figure, but he may have made a little bit there. But my, oh my, that was wrong of them to do that. It was to protect America, if y'all remember all that. But it is coming back. Here's something, and I ordinarily don't get into my opinions on lawsuits and things. They are what they are. But this one, I don't know. It got under my skin. Does anybody remember Peanut? Do y'all know who I'm talking about? The squirrel who was not bothering anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It was and let me show you this. This is the Patriot done this from Twitter. Let me show you his picture. Y'all remember that little fellow there? Wore the cowboy hat and he played each day. The guy rescued him from his mom. I think he got run over, if I remember right. And the squirrel was just hilarious. And he done little daily things, and that state went in and took it and euthanized the squirrel for no reason. There was also a raccoon and the same thing that was taken and euthanized. Neither one of them had done anything. This guy is suing them for $10 million for doing that. I can remember Trump even said, give the squirrel back. It was people using their authority to make a point. If you want to save life, save life. They killed. Those animals weren't hurting anybody. They were superstars, kind of, so to speak. They had thousands and thousands of followers. But Peanut's owner is suing for $10 million. We'll see what becomes of that. Maybe it will halt things being done. Should have went to court, if anything, and the little fella caged somewhere until they figured it out. But he was killed immediately. J.D. Vance trying to reach across the aisle there to Elon and go, come on back before the midterms get here. Let's work this out. We'll see if Elon reaches and they become friends again. What was that song? Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we
That's
be
it.
friends? Why can't we?
We'll see if that happens or not. Joe Rogan this morning reporting that in Canada, they've taken the scissors and cut Donald Trump out of Home Alone. You remember the scene?
Yeah.
What's that going to do? It was kind of funny. Donald at the time was very popular, made cameo appearances. Well, Canada just doesn't like it, do they? Let's see. More Republican states are leaning toward this. There are a few Democrat states that are leaning toward it. We've brought up about 6 or 7 that have pushed forward with being able, where you're not able to use food stamps to buy non-necessity foods. And candy bars and things of that nature is what I'm getting at. It's about 6 states of that have confirmed it, and they're going to do it. Others may follow. Jimmy Kimmel, and her name is Sarah Silverman. Now, Jimmy Kimmel, I know, he had the late night show. He's threatening to leave America and move abroad. We're all scared, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, I did not know who she was, so I took to Wikipedia, if I'm saying that correctly. There she is. She is apparently a comedian that came from Saturday Night Live, and I looked at all her movies, and, well, I've never watched any of them.
The new Saturday Night Live.
The new Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Not the old way. But anyway, she's threatening to leave too. Delta has many connecting flights that could help both of them out. Jimmy did y'all realize, and I didn't know this, you watch these shows on television that are still remaining while they're there, like Jimmy Kimmel. He had 200 employees that wrote that script each day. And still, they say 200 people still couldn't come up with a script that people liked. It was losing money is why it's gone. There's a lot of people whining, but at the end of the day, it didn't make money. It cost more to produce than it sold. So it went away. And it's shocking that it took that long for them to figure that out. This is why no one trusts the legacy media. Mike Huckabee. He's in a distance, but he's not as good as Paul Harvey was. And now, of course, he's a diplomat. But there for a while, he was on the radio and had a thing similar to what Paul Harvey did. A very trusted man. He was the governor of Arkansas. And he's slamming CBS for selectively editing pictures from an interview that he did on Israel. What am I talking about? Let me get down here to where he talked about all of this. And what this was about children that were pictures being shown of them starving. Gaza, those areas there. Mike said one thing, and they took the snips to it and turned it around. He said in the full exchange, Huckabee answered as follows. He's being asked about the pictures, and he goes, I'm moved when the photos are verified. I mean, we're all moved when we see someone, especially a child who is starving. But the New York Times published a picture on the front page of what was purported to be a starving child. Turns out the child had a birth defect, and was not starving at all. So you had one media doing it this way, and it was not. He said there was other pictures, for example, that were published of starving children in Gaza. Turned out one of them was from Yemen. One was from 2017. This is 2025. The picture was, 8 years old. But he goes on to say, yes, I'm moved when someone, and I think there was one that was verified. But they turned around exactly what he said and put words in his mouth. Didn't Trump just win something from one of them for doing that? I forget how many. It was a lot of millions of dollars. You just don't do that. Play the whole interview or don't do it. Now, I understand some uhs and buts and things probably need to be edited out from time to time, but do the right thing. And they wonder why no one trusts the media. That's an example of it. Y'all be ready for this. Sometimes technology can be used for great, wonderful things. I've never agreed upon a camera sending you a ticket in the mail. Now, there's been numerous examples across America that people have gotten this, and then they would turn around and sue the cities, and they had to refund everybody. Hopefully, we're not headed back to that, but these new AI cameras supposedly are going to be used for seeing if you've got your seatbelt or if you've got a cell phone in your hand, which you would get a ticket for. Could this be used to track criminals? Yes. But the folks that are willing to go to work need to be left alone. My, oh my. Dr. Phil had to use the big word. Bill Maher, do y'all know who I'm talking about? He's a late night show, talk show host, and it used to be on a cable network. I'm not sure where it is now. Bill Maher, is that how you say it? Did I say Mayor? Yeah. Bill Maher. He's very liberal. Every now and then he'll say something that makes sense, but he tried to jump on Phil about ICE raids, telling Dr. Phil that this was separating families. And Dr. Phil, in his style, used two words that you probably shouldn't use in public. And we'll just call it the word BS. And that's what he yelled at him. He said, you tell me when a father gets arrested in the United States who is a citizen, he doesn't go to jail and isn't separated from his family the way he ought to be. And he goes, it's the same thing. And I agree with Dr. Phil on that. If you break the law, you're going to be separated from your family, whether whatever the case is. They put you in cuffs and downtown you go, whether you're illegal or not. You break the law, you go to jail, and you're separated from whoever you're with, your wife, your kids, grandparent. He's right on this. Some people like Dr. Phil, some people don't, but he's pretty much a straight shooter. Tells it the way it is. Israel, the American Council headquarters in Los Angeles has been vandalized. SWAT stickers everywhere. Shame. I hope they're brought to justice over that. Charleston, South Carolina, it was removed in 2021. It was named Robert E. Lee Highway. They took away the dedication marker and locked it in a storage unit. It's returning now. They've won the lawsuit. It'll go back to where it was. Do you remember the chimp crazy woman? She lied to folks and said that, well, the chimp passed away. They would find the chimp in her home. She's going to spend 4 years in jail for lying about that. That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't be lying about something in your house 4 years. It's certainly she'll get out quicker than that. We'll see. Do y'all remember the name William Webster? William H. Webster? He was the former FBI and CIA director. He has passed away at the age of 101.
Cool.
He was up there, wasn't he? It's not so old if you're 101, is it? You go, whew, that flew by.
Same like just yesterday.
Yeah. Do you know who you work with? And I know you're wondering, why do I say that? Alaska, at an airport. There's a guy that worked there that was tracking 4 employees. He had GPS trackers on 4 of the cars of his associates. They have no idea what he was doing with it. He's sitting in jail now. No word yet if he's got an attorney, but he's got some splaining to do. What was he going to do? Why was he doing it? You ever check your car for that?
No.
They make an app. I think it's an app that you can scan your car nowadays to make sure that there's not a GPS tracker on them. It's becoming more and more common of bad guys doing that, trying to follow you home to see where you live. Well, it's always good to drive an old wore-out car. Nobody wants to track you then. Unless you're Robbie McKee and they want to borrow your car from the parking garage. Right, Robbie? He finally got that back. I don't know why Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy. They're opening up a new store in Nashville under the new name after the rebranding. And I don't know why the southern name didn't catch on and call it Bed Bath & Yonder. I really think that would have been the better name for it. But they're going to call it Bed Bath & Beyond Home. Boy, they really went out on a limb there and changed things, didn't they?
I wonder how much they cost for that brainstorming session.
Yeah. Who was a part of that meeting? Let's put a home on it. Good answer. Good answer. My, oh, my, oh, my. Just sometimes doesn't seem as smart as they think they are. A 17-year-old shot 3 people in Times Square over the weekend. He got in an argument with somebody, whipped out a gun, shot an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 65-year-old. He's in the jailhouse now. They're not life-threatening, but they're still in the hospital trying to recover from that. Pretty neat there. Tom Brady, y'all know who I'm talking about, the quarterback. They have unveiled a statue of him. It's kind of like the Rocky thing, where they put it out front there. 6 Super Bowl wins. He gets his own bronze statue out in front of the stadium. Pretty neat. I'm proud for him.
He earned it.
He did. He did earn that. Now, I read this story 2 or 3 times. It was a female state trooper who pulled someone over. Well, she shot him. Just point blank shot the man. And then she tried to say, well, I used my taser. No, it was a gun. He has now won $9 million from the Louisiana State Troopers in a lawsuit. And I'm not real sure. It wasn't like the guy was like doing something majorly, young fella there. Trooper Keisha Dominique. I'm not sure that she's still with them anymore.
Probably not.
Kind of didn't work out so well there. That is the strongest lawsuit that's ever been settled with the Louisiana State Patrol. She falsely reported all the paperwork is what got her into trouble over all this. Why not tell the truth there? I think he's paralyzed on top of it from that shooting. So it was a serious matter. We saw over the weekend, did y'all keep track of this? Emory University, Atlanta there. A police officer lost his life. We had one other person injured. As we look at this, that's just horrible. The officer who was killed was from DeKalb County. His name was David Rose. He was fatally killed when he responded to that. Just awful there. We hate that happened there. I do believe the person that did this took their own life in the end. Let's see here. Astronauts returning from SpaceX after 5 months at the International Space Center. Can you imagine? I mean, I know that everybody loves what they do for a living, but being in space for 5 months, you can't even go to Dollar General. Can you imagine that? It's not like they have one up there.
Exactly. That's the one place you can't go.
That space stuff is serious. You are not coming home. It doesn't matter what happens. Well, they're back. That's good for them. They've landed. They're all doing quite well. That's good to know. Looks like in Connecticut, they've caught a record-breaking shark for the state. 700 pounds. That's almost, I passed through, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, and it was, I guess, the anniversary of Jaws, and it was the beginning credits coming on. I almost sat down and watched. Just to see how times have changed. Because things are so different than they were. Was that 75, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1975? Let's see. Do y'all know Clary's ear piercing? They're in a lot of malls.
Yeah, Claire.
They're filing for bankruptcy. I don't know if young girls aren't doing that as much as they used to, or if it's just malls in general. It may just be malls in general that are getting hurt because you see more standalone stores than places where crowds can gather inside a mall. Those just don't seem to be working as well. As they were getting ready for takeoff, a plane had to back up. It clipped another wing of a Delta airline. No one was hurt. Planes are going to be okay, but they did bump one another. Had a shooting in Chicago over the weekend. One person died, 5 others were injured. No telling what they were arguing over. Seems to be the way to settle things, doesn't it? Or at least the gangbangers think so. You ever heard of Bad Bunny? I don't know what Bad Bunny is, but I'm assuming it's a singing group. We had a tourist who flew to Puerto Rico to see that show. He was killed. It's bad, but I don't know who Bad Bunny is. Apparently, it's a big. Do you know? I was thinking of the Energizer Bunny when I read the story of the Bad Bunny thing, but apparently they sing. Let's see what else has happened here. Over the weekend, what did you go see? A horror movie. Weapons is the name of the movie. It brought in, let me see, somewhere around $42 million in the States. Worldwide, it brought in $70 million. Now, do you remember Freaky Friday. Didn't that have Jamie Lee Curtis in it, the original?
Yeah, they switched.
Yeah, the mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cute. I remember watching it with my wife and kids years ago.
And the
Remake, Freakier Friday. It brought in $29 million over the weekend. No word yet if it's any good. The bad news is Van Diesel is going to be making a Smokey and the Bandit remake.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no way he could be mistaken from somebody from Atlanta, Georgia. There's just no way. How are you going to find something prettier than Sally Field? I know you're thinking something bounced up into my undercarriage. It's not going to work out.
No.
Some things are left.
No, man.
Yeah. Don't touch it. We just thought we'd pass that along to everybody. There was a shooting at the CDC office over the weekend. There's a guy that's been mad about the COVID shots for quite some years now. He showed up and fired his weapon. We go to Maryland, and sad news is we see that 4 kids and 2 adults died in a house fire. Oh, how awful that is. It doesn't matter where it is across the U.S. For anybody to lose their life that way is sad, isn't it? Okay, we got the aunt. Wally. Wally knows everything. Bad Bunny is a Latin rapper.
Ah.
We'll get Odie to go listen to it. I'm scared I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
We'll be right back with your weather forecast next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Don't rush off.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Welcome back. Odie played me some Bad Bunny in the background.
I don't know what it says.
We don't know what he said, but it was something. We'll give him credit for that. Back in 2007, our record high was 102 today. Our record low was 60 in 1990, some 35 years ago. Today would be not bad. Right now, 72, a high of 91 in our forecast. As we go to Jackson, no forecast yet from them. As we go to Bama, we'll see 89 there in Demopolis, 88 in Birmingham. Auburn should see a nice 85, even down in Troy, Alabama. 86, a little bit cooler as you go southward there and eastward into Bama. Heat stress for this week, as we'll see here. Wow, Vicksburg going to be warm there. The Meridian area, anything east of Jackson, not so bad so far. Later in the week, as it gets near the weekend there, we'll see that we start to see those 105 temperatures back in the Meridian area, 110 or better in the Jackson area. We'll watch this and keep you updated. As we look at the nationwide, warmer weather is moving in, and it's a little bit worse northward of us, but still warm for the deep south. As we look at our 7-day forecast, 90 to 91, depending upon where you're standing today. Slight chance of rain this afternoon, sometime after 2 o'clock. About a 20% chance. Not a lot, but there's a slight chance. Cloudy for the most part of the day. As we move to tomorrow, 86 for our high and an 80% chance of rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, down to a 60% on Thursday, and still showers lingering over the weekend at a 40% chance. Highs will stay about the same, anywhere from 90 to 94 throughout the weekend. We'll see cooler weather tomorrow with that high only at 86. Let's go another week into this, all the way through August the 25th. We'll see mostly right at 90 degrees and nighttime lows in the 70s. 69, 70, that's not bad there. Anywhere from 20 to 30% chance of showers each day. That will change as the days progress. What's happening with the weather today and fishing? Well, the best times to go today. Northeast wind around 5 miles an hour. Major times to fish will be this afternoon around 2 to 4 p.m. You've got a minor time beginning this morning at 9 o'clock to about 10, but your best is 2 until 4 this afternoon. Sunrise happened at 6:16 this morning. Sunset will roll in at 7:43 tonight from your friends there at Clarkdale Superette, keeping us on top of that fishing. Now, what is happening with the National Hurricane Center? This is something to watch. This is not really going to be a threat here, but we watch this off the coast of Africa. 90% chance that this could turn into a storm. And it seems to be taking a little bit of a northeasterly twist and would affect the Atlantic area rather than the Gulf of America. Early on to this, anything can happen. We'll be watching this closely to let you know what happens from the National Hurricane Center. No threat to the Gulf of America at this point. So that's good news on all that. Let's go back to live radar this morning and take a look at what we have to offer and see what's lying out there. Should have had that ready, shouldn't I? We do have some heat stress out to our west as we go to Doc's Toyota radar. Look at this. Vicksburg area there is extremely warm as we have a heat advisory in the area for Jackson, Vicksburg, those areas there along in the southwest corner around Natchez as well. No rain in Mississippi at this point. A lot of fog in Chattanooga area. We got some rain up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a little bit of rain down around Houston making its way toward the Baton Rouge area. Gainesville, Florida should get wet, and then due south of Mobile there in the Gulf of America, we got a few showers. All looking good, though, at this point. We'll be live in just a couple of minutes as we'll bring you the morning show. All things local. Odie's here. We got coffee brewing. Won't you join us? Come on back. We'll get the day started in just a couple of minutes from now. We look forward to having you here. We'll see you then in just a few moments.